Joe, it's been, we were here in November.
Yeah.
And it looks a lot nicer than it did.
Yes, it does. But you did a nice job
here.
of gutting out this trench, and now we've got filled with some rock and looking a little better. And
so you did all this riprap by hand?
I did. Yeah, I tossed probably 10 ton of stone just off of a pile there, and a little more than this old guy probably should have thrown, but
we didn't get to, Christy. We missed out on this job.
I know.
It looks great.
It's really serving the purpose with keeping water now with the wall and the sloping that you did moving the dirt around. It has no chance of getting in the pool. If it does, my whole house will be flooded, so the pool won't be a concern.
Yeah, now if you remember, for our viewers, if you remember that we actually put a drain pipe right next to the new retaining wall over there. And it drains right in there behind the camera somewhere. Between that and then we dug out this ditch. And this rock here you've got, it looks like maybe 6 inches deep here. Maybe a foot deep someplace.
Yeah, about 6 inches here, and then all the way back up there about a little over 3 feet deep.
And then you've got some, looks like 3/4 inch stone along your
I decided to add that in to take out any mowing or trimming needing in there. Just occasional roundup to kill some weeds.
Well, it looks to me like you're done. What do you need us for?
We still have some rock to move.
I see a pile here of, looks like kind of the rejects.
Yep, that's kind of the leftovers, but we'll put that on the gravel drive and get another 8 or 10 ton of stone up there to throw down in the creek you dug out for us.
Okay, well, let's get started. Well, I believe there was a few big ones left.
Yeah, there's a few big ones left in there.
I think so.
I think we can just take that down to the creek.
Look how pretty that
It's beautiful, isn't it?
is. Our sermon last Sunday at church was on jealousy. So I need to remember not to be jealous, but Joe really has a pretty place here.
A little luck, you might see a baby deer. Yesterday my father-in-law was mowing down near the creek, and a little baby deer jumped out and about filled his pants.
Well, let's hope we'll see him. So this is the creek that we helped him dig out last year. He's planted a bunch of wildflowers, so he doesn't have to mow or trim down in there.
Baby deer was laying down it was just hanging out into the wildflowers down there, just laying and nesting in there.
Okay. What's the plan of attack in here, Joe?
I think just
kind of drive in here and
just drive in here
put it on the edge?
Dump it, on the edge. I'm just gonna really add some texture along through there, so just, maybe a bucket here and then come down and start
I see what
bucket.
you mean. I said I understood, but honestly I didn't really get the vision yet. I really enjoy learning what the customer has in mind and just how to implement their dream.
Joe, you're all geared up now.
I'm ready to throw some rock. Get down in here and muck around. Hopefully I don't get stuck.
Yeah, then I'll have to pull you out.
You're right.
Well, we didn't get all the mud out of there, did we?
No. Whoa. Going deep.
Got them all.
One thing I really like about Joe's property is he's got a lot of slope.
Yes.
But that kind of means I better be sure that I don't end up upside down. Or if I do end up upside down, I'm not squished.
Yeah, it's really kind of hard for us because the last 2 or 3 jobs we needed them down because of trees we were under and stuff.
Yeah. Here's evidence of why you don't want to hit trees with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've both hit trees. You just don't think about it. Hit trees. Everybody on Green Tractor Talk talks about running into their garage door.
Yep.
We've done that too. And so yeah, it's bent a little bit. This side's not bent. I always apparently hit them with the right side.
Probably me too.
Well, let's get some of these clean rocks put down under his bridge before we get into the smaller.
Okay. He's going to this bridge down here.
One of the keys to handling slopes like this is to always try to go straight up or down. You don't want to be sideways on the slope.
bit of an issue with the slope that they've got here. It's just not very level ground for Tim to try to get his bucket down into. Kind of a precarious place.
Yeah. If you have a chance to have rock dumped like this, try to have it dumped on a level place.
Yeah.
Even if it's a little further from your destination. It worked out well here for Joe because he could actually throw them into the creek from here. It seems like that every situation we get into, we're always testing Johnny's nimbleness, you know, how he can work in a tight area. I noticed that time after time.
You've done a very artistic job of spacing them out.
Yeah, my goal is to, you drive down here and look through here, you at least have your eyes more drawn to the flowers and the rocks and not just the mud bed when it's not full of water.
There you go.
I think it's accomplishing what I'm hoping for. Don't need a lot, just enough to pull your eyes away from the mud.
There went your deer.
Oh.
He sure was. Come back, baby deer.
Spots are really, really nice.
Yeah. You look like Bambi.
Let's provide Bambi a home.
That's funny. We've been down in here talking and
Yeah.
the tractor came.
I even drove by on the mower a little earlier today, real slow, trying to see if I could see him.
I hope these don't all just get covered up with mud.
Yeah, me too.
You know, when we were digging in there, we never even got close to the bottom of the mud.
No.
Never, on this side. On the other side, we felt rock all the time.
Right, yeah.
Boy, there's a lot of flowers here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a really pleasant morning. And then with Joe's nice yard scenery here, that's making this, I think we should be paying for this job. These are a lot heavier my side than your side.
Yeah.
The ones over here must be a lot bigger and heavier than the
Oh
ones on
yeah,
this.
you planned it that way, right?
Very kind of you.
At least watching the two of us work, I would say that his look like they're lighter anyway.
Maybe you just need less cheeseburgers.
Less cheeseburgers and donuts. I'm gonna go get another load. That gives me an excuse to rest.
Joe's decided he's about done here. He just wanted them some under the bridge, so he's going to hand place a few more and then take the rest to the creek. That's very aesthetically pleasing.
Come together as well as I hope. Served a practical purpose, and Leslie likes the wall even if it didn't serve a purpose. So
That serves a purpose right there.
right.
Right.
Yeah, the mistake I made on this is amateur mistake was had him dump about half here and half up there. Should have had him dump the first half here. Then it's just been big rock, and all that residual crushed powder would have been up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I mean, this worked out great for you having some dumped here because, like you could say, you just throw it in. For me, it's horrible
yeah,
because it's on the slope.
yeah,
And then your powder was on top of
right.
some other good rock, wasn't it?
Yeah. The next time I do this project, Tim, I won't do that.
Okay, yeah. Joe, I've learned a lot from you about how you've placed stuff and just some of the design you've done, and it's been very helpful to me. Thing is, of all the customers we deal with, Joe, you're the one that I probably need to lose the most. You're one of my favorite customers, and I love coming over here, but you need
I'm
a little
surprised
tractor.
you don't have a tractor
Yes.
already.
I need one, that's for sure. That,
You do, and
it's on the wish list.
I hate to advise that because that would mean.
I know. So just be quiet.
Oh, okay. Joe,
Yeah.
it's looking better as we get the.
Yeah, a little bit. Probably went dormant, but it'll come back. I'm ready for my retirement chair.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. You're thinking about retiring like that, and I'm thinking about retiring into this kind of work. Right. That's not making much sense, is it?
No, what's your problem?
Why is it every customer we've got, Christy, makes me look old and lazy?
Because you are?
Oh!
You're not lazy. Problem is, most of our customers are our age. And they want to do it themselves, but they realize that, yeah, that takes a lot of energy.
Well, that's the thing. A lot of the things that we do with Johnny could, in theory, be done by hand.
Right.
Yeah, just
The
much
theory is the part, right, John?
slower. Just much slower.
And it might then entail doctor's visits and
Right.
chiropractic appointments and,
Or early grave.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to try to get out and get some exercise and do some work,
Yeah.
but we do have to be a little careful.
Yeah, we're not as young and spry as we once were. Better job as a broom and dustpan than I thought.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the rake is out of fuel.
You need a power rake.
Down to where we can wash most of it off
Yeah,
with hose.
up there, I think you might be able to salvage that grass.
Yeah.
I think John Deere should hire Joe's property to make John Deere commercials.
This is a beautiful property. But I think we had the title of the video,
What's that?
The Customer We Need to Lose.
Looking up through there is the exact look I was shooting for. Didn't want to overwhelm it with rock because if I ever need to dredge it out again, I didn't want to make it a nightmare for that, but just wanted enough scatter to give it a texture, and I need to knock down the weeds that are wanting to grow back in the middle. Big project, but you guys sure helped me make it happen.
This looks like a good place for it. Looks like it's washed here a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah, this actually will serve more of a purpose for erosion, I think. And you got, I don't know, 100 plus acres there and 100 plus there, and they're all feeding it.
Feeding it, wow.
Christy, this is difficult for me. For the first time, I'm in a situation where I need to try to convince someone not to buy a little tractor. I don't know how to do that.
Well, if we just buy the neighboring property and move out here by him, he could just borrow ours.
Works for me.
Yeah. Well, now we got to find one for sale.
Did you get wet?
Yeah, I did. Thanks.
Created in my project.
Okay.
Gonna remove that old gate that's in there for whatever reason. There's no purpose.
You notice how muddy it is in there? You need Polaris after all. Look at that.
Oh my goodness.
I want to talk about this just a moment. You can see that I've driven in here and the axle's gone way down. I've seen it a lot of times on Facebook and stuff. People will post a picture and there'll be a bunch of people that'll chime in and say, well, you can't get stuck with your tractor if you've got a loader on. And they'll say it just as rude as possible, and I don't quite understand. Their point is correct that you can stick your loader in the ground and help use it to pry yourself backwards. But I actually wanted you to look at this situation here, and you see that it's got muddy. I'm headed way downhill.
Yeah.
It's got muddy as we've got in there. There's two things. First, if I stick that loader in the ground and start to try to pry myself out, I'm going to make a total mess in his creek.
Yep.
The second thing is, where I would stick that loader is even more muddy than here. So there's not going to be a whole lot of strength in that situation.
Right.
So I'm not saying I'm stuck in this particular situation, but I'm trying to explain that these general comments that you cannot get stuck if you have a loader on and things like that, I don't see a place for it. With that said, I'm going to back out.
Play nice is what you're saying.
Yeah.
And if you, what is it, the old saying? If you can't say nothing good, don't say anything at all.
Yeah. I never asked you where you wanted it to.
Now that it's
It
out.
might have been in the very best place it could have been, right there.
Neighbor's yard.
We're much that bank where you got stuck there or sunk in would be good. Pretty good gate. You might want to consider reusing that. Folks often ask whether I use two-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. I just thought about it. I've used four-wheel drive for this entire project. I haven't had to turn real sharply, so the disadvantages of four-wheel drive haven't been around, and I have been on hills, and when pushing into the pile here, I've needed four-wheel drive. Probably with this one load, somebody will say, carry your load low, carry your load low. Well,
You can't carry this low or you wouldn't get it here. And it's very light.
it's very wide.
Yeah. Well, you made it past the truck.
There is good news here, Christy.
What's that?
I've worked it so we're in the shade for that final pickup.
Where? I'm just videoing.
Oh, excuse me. Worked it so I'm in the shade for that final pickup. But hey, this riprap worked pretty good for the final pickup. I haven't really got that much to do.
Oh.
That's pretty good when you're down to that. I find that would be a really hard thing to do, is to pick up the last little bit of a load. It's not as hard when you have Christy out here with a shovel or picking them up by hand.
Yeah.
So that's the note. If you have a rock pile to pick up, bring Christy. Last load, that's the one we were looking for. This has been so pleasant. Wonder how much we owe him for this project. I won't get stuck this time. I got a lot of rear balance. This has been a fun project. How much do we owe you for this, Joe? Step right on in here.
I'll let you slide. I'll end up paying you for this.
Oh, no, I think this has been, the weather's been beautiful. It's been fun. Your yard is getting better every time we go. It's just, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm afraid you're a customer we ought to lose, but I hope we don't.
Well, it's been a pleasure. Appreciate it. Everything you guys have done to help make this place look a lot better.
Yeah. So thanks for watching, everybody, and thank you, Joe.
You're very welcome.
And we'll see you next time on Tractor Time with Tim.